Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Forward DFW. Together with the Dallas Morning News, I'm Ron Corning. And today we're talking small business and specifically small business banking. And Comerica Bank is making a real impression on North Texans. We told you a year ago about their co-working spaces, how it's available to the community. Well, we're here with Eric Brooks again to talk more about how this is sort of expanding and taking on a life of its own. Eric, thank you for joining us. We were here a year ago talking about 6 co-workspaces, 6 locations in DFW, now up to 11, and plans moving forward. What is the number one thing you're hearing from people using that space?
I think the number one thing we're hearing, Ron, is appreciation. So many small business owners are looking for opportunities to frankly get out of the house and utilize private spaces, utilize conference rooms, utilize the facilities that we have to offer and really help grow their business.
We're going to run down a list coming up in a moment of what those various spaces look like at various locations. But let's talk about that commitment to small business owners. And by that, I mean not just the space you provide, but real guidance and support. Talk about that guidance and support. And let me ask you as I frame the question, isn't that really what banking is at its core, community banking all about?
I certainly believe it is, Ron. You know, we've made a commitment in North Texas to small business. We've always been very proud of our commitment to business as a whole, but we've really gotten granular on our commitment to small business. We have a team of dedicated small business bankers to really help the smaller businesses. Anything from
funding, first of all,
from
navigating
funding.
What can be a difficult, for some people, sort of a difficult path forward when it comes to securing small business loans, for example.
Right, and certainly that's a component, but there are so many other pieces that the small business owner really needs help with. You know, certainly from funding to cash management to security to payroll.
When is it time to scale up?
The list goes on and on and on.
Recently, we've had a rash of storms as we do every spring, every fall. There are weather problems. We're in Texas, everybody. There are weather problems year round. It sometimes can lead to brownouts, power being out. You saw an increase in the number of people using your co-work spaces when that happened this past spring in North Texas. Was that proof to you that it's working, that your imprint in the community is really kind of breaking through, cutting through the noise?
Absolutely, and I'm very proud that we have the opportunity for our small business customers, really when those emergencies arise that candidly no one's really prepared for, they have a resource that they can use to keep their business up and running, to keep their business growing, and frankly to provide the services that others in the community need from those small business customers.
Yeah, and we've got some of those services here that you talk about. Easy online reservations to book the space, workstations and monitors, printers, high-speed Wi-Fi, complimentary coffee and water, and the Comerica Shred site, because privacy is really important these days when it comes to data for your small business and your personal finances. And the spaces themselves, okay, this is where I'm going to run down through that list.
Right.
You know, your common spaces, open shared workspaces, community space, which we're going to talk a little bit more about as well. Focus space. The focus space is new. What is that exactly?
So the focus space is a response to what we're hearing from some of our customers that don't necessarily need a conference room. They don't necessarily need a private office, but what they do need is dedicated resources, an individual desk, a workspace, computers, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, the ability to connect and print. I love the opportunity it provides our small business owners who perhaps wouldn't otherwise have those resources to really connect, create synergy with their small business customers, with their prospects, with their partners.
And I would think there might be opportunities when a small business owner is in this space. There's another small business owner here. You never know what networking opportunities or business opportunities come from that, I would think.
Absolutely.
Private space, that is important for some people. They have private negotiations, phone calls, meetings, etc. The conference space, 6 to 12 people can meet. That is a big deal, isn't it? When you're a small business trying to reach a lot of people, you want to invite them into a space that's inviting, professional, all of those things.
Absolutely. I think our two most popular spaces are certainly the private space and absolutely the conference space. And to your point, it's critical for many small businesses to have an opportunity to bring their partners, their vendors, certainly their customers, and connect with them in a conference space.
Well, in a communal way,
Right.
really, so that you're not distracted by some of the pitfalls you might have if you're cobbling together a meeting space and you don't have all the professional tools. And in fact, you've got one case study after another of small business owners who are singing your praises as a bank, and it could change the banking industry as others try to catch up with what you're doing. And we're going to continue the conversation with Eric and a small business owner when we come back here in just a moment. But here's how you can learn more about these co-workspaces. To learn more about Comerica Workspaces and find a location near you, visit comerica.com/spaces.
Opportunity happens for small businesses at Comerica Bank. That's why we're sharing this radio spot with
Carrolee Moore Consulting Group. Are you responsible for sales and marketing, but there aren't enough hours in the day? They offer business leaders like you custom content strategy and marketing solutions that take you from overwhelmed to overjoyed. Visit CARROLEE
See More.
What you're listening to here is just a small sample of a radio ad produced by Comerica Bank for one of its small business customers. Yes, that's right. They produce the marketing spot and give airtime to their small business customers. Carrolee Drummonds is here. She's a marketing consultant who recently onboarded with Comerica. That part of it, Carrolee, by the way, thank you for being here. That part of it kind of blows me away.
I couldn't believe it because we've produced commercials before. We've actually bought commercials spots before. We know how expensive and how time consuming that is. I could not believe that that was a free service for simply being a customer at a bank. And then, of course, all the other things. But that for sure was kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What do you get?
Well, and there is a heavy cost associated with that.
1,000%.
As well as other services and such things that you're getting here for free. And Eric, I wonder how you feel about that when you see in real time a customer say, I'm blown away by this. This is extraordinary.
Welcome to Comerica. I'm proud. Again, I've said it a couple times, but I'm proud of what we can do for our small business customers. I'm proud of what we can do for the community.
Yeah. You've worked in other spaces as well.
I have.
Not just in North Texas, but around the country. There's a cost associated with that.
Always.
Most of the time, of course. And not all co-workspaces are created equal. How does it stack up here, would you say?
So the first time I heard about Comerica Bank was actually at the Frisco Chamber breakfast. And one of the representatives came and talked about the bank, but instead of talking about the CD rates and all this other stuff, he talked about the co-working space. And I perked up because I'm like, wait, what? We get free co-working space? And then when I came to actually look at the space, I was blown away because it wasn't just this open spot where you pick a desk. It was closed off office where if you needed to actually have a meeting, meet with a client, which I often do, here was this opportunity for free to have that space and just be able to book it, in 5 minutes.
And that's important that you show up and a client is greeted in a professional space and privacy. You can get privacy if you need it, but you can commingle with other people if you need to as well. Have you so far met anybody else who's also co-working in the space who you sort of align with in any particular way for your business?
Ironically, I've met other people from the chamber who have come in and joined. And we all talk about it, how incredible it is. You have a ton of different options for community banking here, which is awesome, right? But this opportunity, all of the things that they offer here at Comerica is just unmatched.
Well, let's also be honest about this. There probably was in the beginning, I don't know, I don't want to speak for you, but a little track in the back of your head that wondered, where's the catch, right? And they've made sure that when you're in the space, you're not getting upsold on other banking products or constantly sort of bombarded. Is that true? Eric,
Absolutely.
pretend I'm not here.
Absolutely. Funny enough, like I have not been sold to this point.
Yeah.
On anything.
To this point, and she won't be, right, Eric? Isn't that the whole idea?
It's important to us that our clients are here to do business. They're here to take care of their business. We want to be present, but we don't want to be intrusive.
Yeah, present but not intrusive. And the Small Biz Co-op is sort of that banner under which all of these services falls. That includes the marketing for the radio spot and the production of that. But also you're able to, as they say here, size up, and that is figure out where you are in the marketplace, not just for your clients, because you're a marketer, so you bring clients in. You're able to size up using their market research for your clients?
Absolutely. And for ourselves as well. It's another piece of it where I was like, okay, where's the
catch?
Because how is all of this free? And then I said, well, why is everyone else not doing this? Frankly, that particular piece, the marketing part, being a marketer, knowing the value of understanding your marketplace. A lot of small businesses actually don't have tools. They don't even know tools like that exist.
Well, also being a marketer, you know that the data and the research they're giving you is credible and matches what the broader marketplace is using, right? So you can be competitive in that way. Eric, let's answer that question for how are you offering all of this for free? What's the benefit in it for you?
Well, I think the benefit is when small business wins, the community wins, and Comerica wins.
Yeah, it is difficult because when you're on your own, you have a range of other issues that you're dealing with, right? Healthcare, for example, and healthcare insurance, and that can cost money. Have you been able, or will you at the end of the year sort of quantify what this has meant for your bottom line if you'd had to pay for part and parcel all of these services on your own?
I think absolutely, because we've ironically done most of the stuff on our own before coming here. I was paying hundreds of dollars for a co-working space. You know, I was using software for market analysis. So
that was costing you money.
That was costing me money. So these are things that I know what they not only mean in kind of the value in the sense of the impact, but I know what it means monetarily as well for a small business to be able to have all of this.
Has it sort of changed your outlook a bit on what it means for a bank to be part of the community?
I think 1,000%. I cannot stress enough where I've just never experienced this before. It's not just the service, it's the people as well. You know, I walk in here and I feel welcomed. I feel like, hey, remember your name. They're offering you coffee. They're offering you tea. There's always this kind of really congenial environment. Yeah. And I think that makes a difference where you're not feeling like, okay, here comes the sell.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It makes for better business if you can be at ease and just do your thing.
Yeah.
In a comfortable way. All right. Well, we've said it. You're a marketer. Let people know what your business is so they can learn more about you through this format.
Sure. I'm a principal consultant for the Carrolee Moore Consulting Group. And what we do is help individuals and businesses kind of cut through all of the gook that often surrounds your brand message, get clear on what that is, understand what your unique value proposition is, and then be able to say that clearly to your audience to obviously increase your revenue for your business.
Do you think you'll end up being an ambassador for Comerica, saying to some of your small business clients, why don't you come and look at
I'm already doing that.
You are?
Oh, yeah. I've already told people about the marketing insights. Like, hey, you need to come here. Several people, both prospects, people that they're not clients of mine yet, that I'm talking about Comerica as a solution for them. So I'm a huge proponent for when you find something good, don't be a gatekeeper, make sure that you're spreading that. And so for sure, I will be kind of shouting this from the rooftop. It's an awesome, awesome place.
And being a marketing professional, you see the marketing value in what Comerica is doing, and the goodwill they're creating allows people like you to go out and spread the word.
Absolutely. It makes it easy.
I mentioned earlier that there's an easy online reservation process. Is it as easy as they say is the first question. And I don't know, are you concerned over time as more people kind of hear about this and get involved that they may jump on board as well?
It's very easy, and yes.
Yeah.
Because a good thing, it's going to spread, right? But at the end of the day, I think because of what I've seen from this bank, they're not just going to, okay, this is a problem, they'll deal. Some other solutions will come from that to kind of figure that out. But so I'm not concerned necessarily.
Eric, speak to that.
Well, I think, when we met last year, we had 6 locations. We're now sitting at 11. As the need arises, as there's more of a demand, we want to be there for our community.
You're prepared to scale up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And meet the demand.
Absolutely.
Well, congratulations on all your success and this really what is a partnership with Comerica Bank. And we know that you're a small business customer, but there are services available for the wider community. We're going to sort of talk about that as well as we wrap up our conversation in just a moment. But here's how you can learn more about the Small Biz Co-op. To learn more about Comerica's wide range of financial services and expertise for small business, Visit Comerica.com/succeed. All right, we are back and wrapping up our conversation with Eric Brooks. He's the VP and Group Manager for Comerica Bank, Small Business Banking. And it's in your title, Eric, Small Business Banking. I know that it's really important to you to help those small business owners, and we're going to wrap this up with more on that in a moment. But let's talk about the community at large in this community space that's on your location at Lovers. We were there a year ago. What's the response been now that you've opened that up to the broader community?
Response is huge. And, I think one thing that's critical is small businesses support the community. And so I think it's important for us to give access to our Central Dallas location and utilization of our community room for nonprofits, for organizations that frankly aren't even Comerica customers because it's important for the community.
Yeah, it becomes a community center, really,
right?
Not just of banking, but of community. The Small Biz Co-op, we talked to Carrolee about that. I know that that's really a slate of services that you offer small business owners. Services some people may not even be aware of. Let's stress for people how they can get involved with that.
Absolutely. By being a Comerica customer, obviously we've been talking about the Comerica's CoWorkSpace, but the Comerica's co-ops, we have opportunities for assistance with marketing. We have opportunities for sports tickets that you can use or you can give to your clients. One of my favorites is we have opportunity to Size Up by Comerica. It's a digital platform that allows you to get tools and resource to really find out how your business sizes up against the competition.
And the marketing insights, which Carrolee talked about and how important that is to small businesses to get off the ground. In addition to that, do you think the work you're doing in this community is catching the attention of other banks which are looking at how they're doing business and saying, we're going to compete now with Comerica?
I hope so.
Yeah. It's a compliment, right?
Absolutely. And more importantly, it's an opportunity to serve more of the community, more small business owners.
Yeah. But you guys do it best. You guys will do. They're going to lead and they're going to do it better than anybody else. Eric Brooks, thank you. Good to see you as always. Appreciate it. Here at Comerica in Frisco, I'm Ron Corning for Forward DFW together with the Dallas Morning News. Thank you for joining us and we'll see you next time. Not a Comerica customer? Find a banking center location near you and receive guidance from Comerica small business professionals. Visit Comerica.com.